There is no single magic pill to getting rid of your stubborn belly fat, but you can make sure you're covering all the bases to make sure you're always moving in the right direction, which in turn will make you lose your stubborn belly fat faster. Tip number 1, if you just take away one thing from this video, this is it. Prioritize getting adequate and quality sleep every night. If you want to have any chance at losing your stubborn belly fat, then this is your starting point. It's your lowest hanging fruit. This part is so crucial that even if I give you the best diet advice and the best workouts on the planet, and I will, but if you don't get this part right, you're not gonna get results. Any successful weight loss transformation starts and ends here. Full stop. And if that's news to you, that's a very good indicator why you are where you're at today. And also, if you eat like a butt and live a sedentary lifestyle. But we'll get to that in a second. Now, let's look at some revealing stats because numbers don't lie. Studies show that 35% of American adults sleep 7 or fewer hours per night. Why is 7 hours so important? Well, according to research, lack of sleep has a direct connection to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and raises your risk of developing heart disease. Sleep deprivation is so detrimental that the World Health Organization has officially classified nighttime shift work as a probable carcinogen. According to Dr. Walker from the book Why We Sleep, insufficient sleep, roughly defined as less than 7 hours per night, moves every health metric in the wrong direction. Some of the negative side effects include increased insulin resistance, a primary cause of type 2 diabetes and a concern in pre-diabetes. It increases next day hunger and reduces feelings of fullness after eating. It drives more food consumption and worse food choices. Sleep-deprived people are just more likely to reach for junk food, especially high-carb and sugary foods. Sleep deprivation makes it harder to lose weight as the body is likely to burn more muscle and hold on to fat while dieting. The complete opposite of what you want. It raises blood pressure and significantly increases the risk of a heart attack and compromises the immune system. It negatively impacts emotions and mood. It raises the risk of depression and anxiety and increases the risk of cancer and Alzheimer's. All those things are caused by insufficient sleep, which again is less than 7 hours per night. Another experiment compared people who slept for 8.5 hours versus 5 to 6 hours of sleep per night for 10 nights. Not surprisingly, the short sleeping group ate around 300 more calories per day. What's crazy is similar changes occur on 4.5 hours of sleep in just 4 days, not 10. Now, an extra 300 calories per day doesn't sound like a lot, but it could easily add up to 20 pounds of weight gain in a year. That alone could explain your inexplicable weight gain. Here's more. A study that recorded the sleep patterns of 9,000 people indicated that those who averaged only 6 hours of sleep per night were 27% more likely to be overweight than those who slept 7 to 9 hours. It gets crazier. The participants who averaged 5 hours of sleep were 73% more likely to be overweight. In fact, lack of sleep is one of the strongest contributors to obesity. In one study, children and adults who were sleep deprived were 89 and 55% more likely to be obese. All this means is you can have the best diet and the best workouts, but if you don't get your sleep right, it's almost gonna be impossible to lose weight. Also, you can't fully recover lost sleep by catching up on the weekend. That's not how it works. It's not as simple as treating your body like a rechargeable battery. The brain can never recover all the sleep it's been deprived of. The solution is simple. Prioritize getting adequate and quality sleep every night. Ideally, anywhere between 7 to 9 hours in a cool, pitch black room with zero junk light every night. Protect your sleep at all costs. Tip number 2, follow a proper baseline human diet. We evolved as human beings 2.5 million years ago. We're still genetically identical to our Paleolithic ancestors, and they were all naturally lean and strong. And they didn't suffer from modern Western diseases like obesity, diabetes, cancer, or cardiovascular disease. And we still see this in some of the last remaining hunter-gatherers. It only makes sense that we base our diet around how they ate. So here's a few simple guidelines to adhere to, regardless of whatever diet you're following. If you just follow these tips, I'm willing to bet a lot of money that you're gonna lose your stubborn belly fat for good. Now, let's talk big picture stuff first. We evolved to eat animals and some plants. Given the choice, our ancestors always preferred animals because it gives the human body all the essential vitamins and minerals it needs to thrive. We are what's called opportunistic omnivores. With that in mind, let's dive into these guidelines. First, eat single ingredient, minimally processed, nutrient-dense foods. We're talking eggs, steak, organ meat, which is the most nutrient-dense part of the animal, as well as fish, seafood, avocado, berries, and even raw honey. I'm talking about whole food. Basically, eat food that you normally see in the wild. This is why you should never eat highly refined foods like breakfast cereal. I mean, have you seen the ingredients list on a box of cereal or granola bar? Next, prioritize getting adequate and quality protein for every meal. Aim to eat 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So if your ideal body weight is 150 pounds, for example, you want to eat 150 grams of protein per day. It's important to prioritize getting adequate and high quality protein from animals and animal products because it gets broken down into essential amino acids, which is the building blocks of life. It literally becomes the raw materials the human body uses to build and rebuild itself, which means your body needs adequate and high quality protein to function optimally. And when your body is functioning optimally, that is the only time it'll tap into your fat stores, including your stubborn belly fat, and burn it for energy. You need to give it the signal that it's thriving. High quality protein from animals and animal products is also the most satiating macronutrient. It's the proverbial off switch to your cravings. And research back up prioritizing protein for weight loss. This study shows that increasing daily protein intake from 15% to 30% resulted in 440 calories less consumed per day, which led to an average weight loss of 11 pounds in 12 weeks just by eating more protein. Imagine eating more and losing weight at the same time. It's the best deal. Next up, don't drink your calories. What you stop eating has far more impact to your health than what you start eating, or for this instance, drinking. Liquid calories have zero redeeming qualities to them. Regularly drinking this stuff is like pouring gasoline on an already aggressive fire. They just make you fat and sick. There's really no other way to put it. Next up, drastically reduce your intake of added sugar, artificial sweeteners, refined grains, and alcohol. So no Diet Coke, don't put Splenda or stevia in your coffee, and try not to eat so much bread, pasta, cookies, cake, and the likes. When it comes to alcohol, it's literally poison that you're willingly putting in your body. That's why you get the buzz. More importantly, your body also prioritizes metabolizing alcohol because, again, it's poison, so you don't die, which then inadvertently pauses the burning of all other calories. So if you eat and drink, which is what most people do, all the calories from food get stored as glycogen and eventually body fat. And beer might be the worst alcoholic offender because it also contains carbs. They don't call it a beer belly for nothing. Lastly, follow the 90-10 rule. Follow the aforementioned dietary guidelines 90% of the time and have a treat responsibly with the other 10%. And if you want a proven step-by-step plan on how to put this all together, you can book a free consultation to join the Fat Loss Accelerator VIP program by clicking the link in the description and comments below. Tip number 3, take a break from eating. At any given time, you have at least 100,000 calories worth of stored energy in the form of body fat waiting to be used. That is what it's there for. It's not just there for looks. Think of it as granola bars strapped all over your body. So when you take a long enough break from eating, your body, being the supercomputer that it is, will notice that there's no food coming in and it doesn't want to die. What it does is nothing short of remarkable. It starts tapping into your stored energy to fuel your body. but it does it in 2 stages. First, it uses up stored glycogen in your muscles and liver. You have about 2,000 calories worth of stored energy there. After that, your body starts tapping into your almost unlimited fat stores and burns it for energy. And this process is mainly controlled by the storing hormone insulin. It's the hormone that controls your body weight. The problem is, we've been taught to do the complete opposite. We're told to eat all day. We snack in between meals. The average person has a 15-hour eating window. So we're not really giving our bodies any reason to tap into our stored energy. And this is one of my all-time favorite questions to ask. What do you think will happen if you take a break from eating? You're gonna lose weight. A lot of weight. This is more commonly known as time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting. And the minimum effective dose, in case you're wondering, is a 16-hour fast. And the earlier you finish eating, the better it is for your circadian health, because we evolved to do everything during daylight hours. Ideally, you're only eating 2 to 3 meals, prioritizing protein for every single one of those meals during your 8-hour eating window. That is literally the best diet plan for weight loss, bar none. Now, during your fast, if you want to empty out your glycogen stores and get into fat burning faster, you need to follow this next tip. You need to move. Going back to our Paleolithic ancestors, they regularly walked 4 to 7 miles every day. They also swam, climbed trees, lifted heavy rocks. They sprinted for short periods of time when they were hunting or being hunted, and did other inherent human movements. Basically, they were always moving. Now, I'm gonna give you the one and only concept you need to understand about physical health. If you want to lose all your stubborn belly fat and improve your overall health and fitness, there is literally nothing better you can do than to make yourself as physically strong as humanly possible. There is staggering data to support that notion. The best way to achieve this is through resistance training to build lean muscle. And no, you can't achieve the same thing just by purely doing cardio, because just doing cardio is catabolic. Catabolic means to break down, and this doesn't have to take long. 10 to 30 minutes of resistance training done 2 to 3 times a week is all you need. And if you're completely brand new and you haven't worked out since gym class in high school, or maybe you don't have access to a gym, just do body weight exercises at home. Just make sure it's geared towards resistance training. Especially if your goal is to just have a flat stomach, maybe see some abs, and fit better into your clothes. You can achieve that just by doing body weight exercises, because having a lot of lean muscle is the key driver of your metabolism. It's your metabolic currency. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest. Now, just as important is you want to avoid prolonged periods where you're completely sedentary, because nothing shuts down your fat-burning metabolism faster than prolonged periods of stillness. It's really not that far-fetched to say that sitting is the new smoking. It's really that bad for you. So the best remedy for a sedentary lifestyle is to set a goal of walking 8 to 10,000 steps every day, spread throughout the day. You need to move. You're not a tree. Tip number 5, don't have 0 days. This is the key for everything to work. A 0 day is where you do absolutely nothing towards your goal. Think of life as binary. Either you're right, which is a 1, or you're wrong, which is a 0. Either you're doing something, a 1, or not, a 0. The idea of no 0 days is to do something every day that moves you towards your goal, to build up a string of 1s instead of 0s. For example, if life happens and you can't make it to the gym, people just tend to give up and consider their day a write-off. And that's where the problem starts. Because once you accumulate 2 to 3 days of doing nothing, it's so much easier to just give up entirely. So the way to make real, lasting change is to make sure you never have a 0 day. Strive for a string of non-zeros. Do 1 push-up. Eat 1 healthy meal, walk for 10 minutes, and go from there. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then you don't want to ignore this one. I'll see you there.